Okay. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Ephemeral One, your deity of heresy, sincerity, and lies. And welcome to Gloomhaven. This was on sale, and I've been curious. I played the board game originally a while back with an ex-roommate, and I remember enjoying it. So, yeah. So I think we'll just begin and try a new campaign. This is a tactical RPG with some interesting mechanics with the way things work out. So, I figured above anything else, let's try it out. See if my memories hold true. See if it's just as fun playing the digital version that doesn't require an endless amount of cleanup. So, starting a new campaign. So you basically are playing a guild in the city of Gloomhaven. Well, the Black Phoenix Guild will do normal mode and ability enhancements. Updated temporary enhancements like individual mercenaries can be removed to gain 70% original cost. Costs have also been rebalanced to encourage experimentation. Okay, so they're recommending the updated. In other words, the original version was a little too strict, so we'll try it out. So let's begin. House rules can be modified during the games. These can be found in the option menu. So the original is ×2 and 0 attack modifiers recommended. We could add +2 and -2. We'll get to that later. Advantage and disadvantage. Can't roll into null modifier with advantage. We'll just go with the recommended. Okay. Well, we'll take this one because there are 4 unique mercenaries. Mercenary challenges we won't take just because those are super punishing. So we'll just go for the basic. Alright.
Welcome to the harsh lands of Gloomhaven, recruit. You think you have what it takes to become a mercenary out there on the edge of the world? We are paid to venture into the darkest forests of the region and to step into ancient crypts with the unmistakable stench of death and rotting flesh. Lovely places to earn a name for yourself. Be ready to face cutthroats, undead, fearsome tribes, and dreadful demons from other realms.
Alright.
You didn't find yourself as a mercenary without knowing how to crack a few skulls, did you?
So, are they going to make us do the tutorial? Yep. Before going into the harrowing wilderness surrounding Gloomhaven, you'll need at least 2 mercenaries in your party, brave or greedy enough to seek out adventures in exchange for gold. On the left, you'll find the party panel. Here you'll see the basic information of the mercenaries in your party, at least you will once you add your first mercenaries, and then press L1 to access the party panel. So then you'll find your mercenaries and add them to the party through the roster menu. Right now it's looking as barren as the Copperneck Mountains. Use X and new mercenary button to create your first character. Yep. So now, you'll choose one of the starting character classes. Each one has unique abilities and game style. As you progress, you'll level up, earning new ability cards, unlock more. Hey, Jupiter. Classes, but remember, looks aren't everything. Merc's ability cards are what define their actions in battle. Use triangle to see the starting cards. Make sure this is the right mercenary for your party. Once you are sure of your decision, press X to select the mercenary. So, let's go down the starting classes we have access to. The Brute. The Brute employs his great size and strength to earn a living by wielding his huge sword and impressive shield for those who pay the most. Brutes are the best used as frontline melee troops, absorbing damage and protecting more fragile ranged damage dealers. Oh, congrats! Hope it grows great, man. Protecting damage dealers and are best equipped with items that keep them alive longer. So he has 10 health, 13 ability cards, no starting perks, low difficulty use, and his rolls. His weaknesses are what you need to pay attention to. Low mobility, poor ranged attack options, and not the greatest conversationalist. Believe it or not, that third one can be actually come in relevant. Okay. And here we can see the cards he would use. And, okay. So then we also have for another frontliner, the Mind Thief. Mind Thieves make terrifying opponent through the use of psychic assaults, sharp blades, and swarms of tiny teeth. The Mind Thief has a unique augment system allowing her to add the effects of all her melee attacks, and later ranged also. She additionally can control enemies and summon minions to give access to a lot of different gameplay options, but be wary of her low health. So, once again, she does start with 6 health versus the 10. Ability cards, 13 again. Difficulty high to use, and she's based around melee damage. She does have powerful augment effects on melee and mind control, and access to summons. However, she's a fragile melee character. Managing augments can be fiddly, often confused for a giant rat. Then we have for our ranged attacker, the Scoundrel. Scoundrels are self-serving and opportunistic. They believe that everything is theirs and will do anything to make sure it becomes so. She excels at high damage melee attacks, identifying lone targets, and also gaining bonuses from working with her teammates. She is a loner, however, so don't expect her to help other party members apart from killing their attackers. Yeah, so high mobility, potential for high melee damage, and can inflict enemies with poison. However, little in the way of effects that assist teammates, few defensive abilities and low health, again her HP is 8, and few defensive abilities, and low health, will try to take all the gold. She is a scoundrel after all. The Red Guard. There is a specific caste in Valrath, capital of Jinda, tasked with protecting the city. It is a prestigious position and one not easily lived up to. Outcast from Jinda for unknown crimes, the Red Guard found it too difficult to part from their identity as a protector. Keeping the distinctive red armor, as well as their chain, sickle, and shield, the only place to find work was as a mercenary in Gloomhaven, and maybe, just maybe, by standing on the front lines and keeping their allies from harm, the Red Guard will find some way to redeem themselves. Not in the eyes of Jinda culture, which has permanently turned its back, but at least within their own esteem. 10 HP. The medium tank has an array of melee attacks plus some ranged ones, a combination of shield and direct damage dealing close up. A wide initiative range enables double turns. However, outside of damage doesn't have many options. May struggle against single larger enemies because they're mostly made to pick off. Really, and I mean really, likes the color red. Then we have the Spellweaver. Spellweavers are orchid sages able to draw forth powerful natural forces and craft them into concentrated attacks. They are great at dealing out damage at range, but due to their low health, are pretty fragile. So keep them out of combat. The Spellweaver's most important ability is Reviving Ether, allowing her to burn more cards than other characters and recover them in adventure. But be careful not to use it too early. They can give you great sustain, but basically, we'll get into the whole burning cards mechanic later. Their strength is good range damage dealing, can recover burned cards with Reviving Ether, and has access to a decent early range summon. However, low health, can die very, very fast. Requires complex ability management for new players, and Crystal Skin makes it difficult to find a good tailor. The Void Warden. The Void is a dangerous and terrible place. Anything that enters it dissolves into a coarse, black sand, without explanation or remorse. After a near-death experience with the Void as a child, which scarred the left side of their body, the Void Warden made it their duty to protect others from a similar fate. Being touched by the Void has left more than just physical scars, however. They can channel the power behind the Void to manipulate the thoughts and actions of both allies and foes. The Void Warden can also offer powerful boons of healing and stamina, but those gifts come at a terrible price. Has a large starting hand size and works better in larger parties, a wide array of bottom half abilities, however a generally slow, reasonably squishy, and complicated skincare regime. So, crowd control is their big thing, so they work best in a crowd. The Tinkerer. Tinkerers are quartals who are experts in crafting all manner of gadgets and elixirs, often using these tools to brave the wilds, hoping to uncover ancient curiosities. One of the best starting classes to have in a larger party, he has a wide array of abilities that affect enemies or can help allies. His summons can also take some heat away from allies when the situation requires it. So, decent ranged abilities, has an effective healer with a wide range of options. However, they are very fragile, weaker in smaller teams, and has trouble opening tight jars. The Hatchet. While any normal Enochs may be valued in Gloomhaven for their brute strength and endurance with manual labor, if you want to be successful mercenary in the city, sometimes a little more finesse is required. Hatchets have fully embraced life in the city, outfitting themselves with the latest fashions. It is all a bit of a front, though, as their true passion lies with their arsenal. No one is better marksman with a throwing axe, and if anybody wants to challenge their claim, they better be prepared for a duel to the death. Great range damage, reasonable array of varied secondary abilities, has a couple of favorite axes. Should try and keep out of the front line, needs to go to pick his axes up after use, and hasn't been able to remove that hat since childhood. Yeah, it's been stuck on there. And Cragheart. Craghearts are Savas who were exiled for being incapable of mastering an element. Their core is shattered to mark them for life. They have a wide range of abilities and reasonable health meaning that they can be used in a defensive melee role, as a ranged damage dealer or even healer in a pinch. Prioritize using the Earth Mana to get the most out of their abilities. They can place and interact with obstacles, they're versatile with melee and ranged options, and lots of direct damage abilities to dodge shield and disadvantage. However, it doesn't quite excel in any one aspect. Jack of all trades, master of none, pretty much. Some abilities require obstacles in specific locations to function, and very hard to read facial expression. And the Demolitionist. Even when augmenting themselves with machines of their own creation to destroy anything that stands in their path, Quartos will still do it with charm and flair. Though they may be small, Demolitionists don't hold them back in the least. Between their rocket boots, multitude of bombs, and giant piston fists, they are a force to be reckoned with. Sometimes the only path forward is one they create themselves. In such cases, it's best to just get out of their way. So Demolitionists have many direct damage abilities to smash through, shields, access to abilities to stun, great at affecting a combat area. However, they have a smaller deck size than most, limited healing options, and their gloves aren't the most practical everyday attire. So, well, since we're starting off with at least two, obviously let's go the Brute for our tank. Character name. Sorry, he's just going to be catching strays on this one. Colleen. Okay. A personal quest is a mercenary's sole reason for adventuring. Once the objective is complete, the mercenary will retire. Beware, when mercenaries retire, they will no longer be a playable character. However, there are passive effects that'll help. Though their farewells can be bitter, sometimes things have to move on to give way to new horizons. Completing personal quests and retiring mercenaries is the primary route to unlocking character classes. So to get new classes, you need to retire. Your mercenaries need to survive to retire. So he either wants to have a helping hand or elemental samples. So, a helping hand is experienced two other characters achieving their personal quests. You've never been one for the limelight. There is so much selfishness in the world, so much grandstanding. You've always preferred to be in the background. Everyone in this town seems to have some high and lofty goal. You're just happy to help. It'll unlock a different class and add one prosperity. Complete one quest in the following areas. Complete one quest in each of the following: Gloomhaven, Dagger Forest, Lingering Swamp, Watcher Mountains, Copperneck, and Misty Sea. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with the elemental samples because it unlocks a new class. Yep. I've played the board game version way too much, so... Or at least I did when... I had a roommate who we'd play it almost daily. And I kind of got burned out, so... But it's been enough years, I shouldn't be too bothered. Alright, that's one merc solo, but you'll need a minimum of two before you can go out seeking adventure. It's important to build a party of mercs who complement each other. And get the second one. So... if I'm gonna send out Kalain, then... we want somebody to support. Yeah? We're still just making the characters, so we'll see. We haven't gotten into the actual gameplay yet. Okay. I mean, it's about as basic as it gets. Tank and Spank. You know what? We'll go with a Red Guard. Heavy. We'll go Red Guard. And go with Koshi. Alright, Fall of Man. Either, Lawbringer, 20 cultists. There's only order and chaos. It makes sense for him being a guard, yeah. Alright. Before heading out on your first quest, you should gear up. After all, it's your first time out in the open. You'll notice each merchant has a moderate stash of gold. It's encouraged to take that money over to the merchant shop and spend on anything that might keep them from dying. Okay. So, the merchant. Remember, each mercenary has their own stash of gold and personal inventory, so make sure you select the mercenary's portrait before you purchase an item. Okay. So, for Kalain, we want... okay. Minor healing potion would definitely not be the worst. Yeah. It's either a weapon... I can do hide armor. Yeah, healing potion and... you know what? Actually, the Iron Helmet. Basically, it counters critical hits. Nah. Nope, never played Hero Quest. Okay. Okay. Gloomhaven isn't well known for its mannered folks and good Samaritans, but a lot to gain from the cities. You can now partake in city encounters. If you ever find a quest that looks too hard, or failed complete Temple of Great Oak and Great Split for a fair price. Okay. You can embark on the quest with up to 4, but more mercs you bring along, the more dangerous the quest. Once you set out for a quest, you won't be able to change the members of the party until return. Okay, so let's head back, because I forgot I need to... Ellen. Okay. And that's if you want to adjust their cards. Okay. And... let's see... Koshi... Let's go... You know what? Piercing bow would not be the worst. Okay. Because that gives him a chance to pierce on his range damage. Okay. So... mercenaries will be blessed every time they give a donation of 10 gold. A blessed mercenary will gain 2 additional time... yeah. Remember, each mercenary has their own stash of gold, so make sure... Yep. So yeah, we'll bless the brute so he gets more chances for crits, basically. Okay. Equipment panels. Yep. Okay. Alright. So, let's look for the... Okay, go to Gloomhaven. So yeah. And I assume the shield out here. Yeah. A local blacksmith's wife wants information on where he could be. So, yep, we're looking to save a blacksmith from... now might be a good time to go through the Merc's ability cards inventory, make sure they are battle ready. So... okay. No, don't unselect. Alright. Then R1 to check, make sure... yeah, so like he has trample, eye for an eye, 3 eye spare. Yeah, okay. We'll just leave their abilities as the basic. Okay. Okay. And let's do it. Let's do it. Oh yeah, to hold it. That's what happened. Okay. Standing outside the sanctuary of the Great Oak is a man with a powerful voice, dressed in white vestments. He shouts to the assembled crowd, "It is time for the tithing to the Great Oak. Donate the preservation of its majesty, and it will bless you with prosperity never before." He passes a rough-hewn wooden bowl among the crowd. Do we donate or don't? We used up our money, but sure. And we got an extra blessing.
A new day, and while nursing a hell of a hangover, you drag yourselves out of bed to meet a local blacksmith's wife, Sandy, who has managed to somehow scrape enough money together to hire you to find her husband. You're not sure where the money came from, but no matter the source, it couldn't have come easy. Soon afterwards, you prepare to head out of the city to the Still River to investigate. True, Sandy was a little light on the payment, but you are one of the most well-known mercenary groups in this backwater dump of a town. Surely it can't hurt to take a charity case every once in a while. Getting good jobs is about maintaining a reputation after all. Which is why
Indeed.
you really need to get to the bottom of this, and not return to the widow with nothing but the calluses on your feet. Also, you probably shouldn't call her a widow to her face. At least not until the fate of the blacksmith has been confirmed. Given, however, that none of those who disappeared have returned, the outlook is grim.
It always is. In this place, it'll always be. Alright.
Not long after you pass through one of Gloomhaven's many city gates, you notice movement up ahead and immediately draw your weapon. The sun has dipped low in the sky, reducing visibility, but you can clearly see some ramshackle wooden barricades blocking the road in front of you. And, sure enough, as you cautiously approach the scene, vermlings jump out from behind the obstructions, flashing crude swords and sharp sticks. You have to admit, you are quite tired from being up rather late in the inn yesterday. But still, these oversized rats certainly picked the wrong group of travelers to ambush today. This is your job after all, and you're always ready to show there's only one outcome for anyone who dares threaten you. Getting attacked by vermlings when all you wanted to do was stay in with a warm meal and a soft bed, well, it makes you mad. Mad enough to kill these mangy creatures before you collapse from exhaustion. Of course, the vermlings have other plans. They gibber about wanting your coin and the meat on your bones. Nasty things, really. Best to ignore their ranting and end this quickly.
The narrator does a good job. Really does. Before entering the dungeon, each mercenary must choose one of two battle goals. A battle goal is a secret objective that the mercenary tries to complete inside the dungeon. Failing it has no drawback, but successfully completed it, and the scenario will earn a character some rewards. So, he either kill 5 or more monsters during the scenario. There's only 2. Kill a monster with an attack that has a disadvantage. Well, we'll go with the sadist. Well, no, gambler, because it's actually possible. Okay. And die hard. Never allow your current hit point below half your maximum hit points. Or burn card to negate suffering 5 or more damage. I don't think they're going to be doing 5 or more, so we'll do, die hard. Okay. Basically looking to counter. Alright. So, welcome to Gloomhaven. Effectively, we have our 2 sides, and then there's all the opponents. Not much in the way of attack power here. But, effectively, what you have is each of our characters can go. And, well, we'll move him up. Select 2 ability cards. So, we set them into position, and then we choose 2 cards we want to use. Basically, a top and a bottom. So, that's what you need to choose each turn is the top is like a basic attack, and the bottom can be various side effects or movements. So effectively what you're doing is creating one whole card out of the top and bottom of out of all your cards. So in this case, let's go... I'm going to be willing to bet Provoking Roar. Nah. Let's go Retaliate, eye for an eye. And we'll use that. Now, the other thing to note is the higher the number, I believe the higher the number, the greater. So we'll go... We'll just do... Yeah, we'll use... Yeah, we'll use Spare Dagger. Okay. Then here... We'll go for one of our ranged. So we'll have Kalane move up. Then look at him do... Yeah, the ranged attack. And... Shield of the Desert? Sure. Okay. So they'll attack. Okay, so now in our turn, we get to choose which one we want to use. What's the defense? So... And then the shield. Shield yourself. Okay. Then an attack. Yeah, we'll just... Then we deal some damage. And it pulls them in. Alright. And the red guard's turn. Now it's our... Okay. So... We'll do... Yeah, we'll do Retaliate. Gain 1 for each time you retaliate this round. Yeah, so if they attack... He has retaliation, and then just gets a nice extra attack. Nice. Alright. So basically the red guard pulled in the little vermling, and our brute got some damage in. Went after it, yep. So we ended up taking 2 damage. And now this is where it's unique in what we could do to counter the damage. We could either take it, or we could burn a card to basically make it out of combat for this turn. So we use it, discard it permanently for this combat. And we can take, or we can burn an available card to block it. In this case, I think we'll just take the damage. Alright. And there we go. So, now next turn. Okay. So what we need now is movement. So, Leaping Cleave. And grab and go. Yeah, because we're just looking to move so we can get up to the other 2. And... let's see. Healing Sands... yeah, Flame Shroud. No, Flame Shroud. Okay. Desert Night. Okay. Okay. Okay, now it's their turn. Okay, yeah, so I forgot, it's the lower the number, the higher your priority. Okay, so the next 5 times, enemy, yeah. Moves in next to you, then moves 6, which will get us right up to the barricade. Alright. And then his turn, and then both of them will come running up. Nope, they're just gonna throw daggers at him. Burn 2 disc. Nah, burn an available card to get rid of that damage. We'll get rid of. Yeah. Alright. We'll just receive the damage. Okay, next up, our brute can, yeah, move up. Loot 1. And okay. Don't need the potion yet. Okay. Alright, new round. So we definitely want to do provoking. Okay. Or... okay. So we'll do sweeping blow and overwhelming assault. Yeah. And then healing sands. And okay. Yeah, twirling stabs. Okay. So heal first. On yourself. Nice. Then attack. Okay. Skip attack. Okay. Our brute's turn. Want him... could move. So yeah. Okay, so that was... push was only if it was the initial, right? Alright. Okay. Okay. Can't push him there, but I can push you there. But I kinda don't wanna. Okay. Because if I was there... Yeah, skip the push. I can at least get some damage here. Okay. And we'll end that there. Yeah. Yep. Nah, we'll take that damage. Yeah, we healed up, so we're fine. We'll take the damage. Okay. So now what we have left... Shield... Trample. Yeah, let's go for Trample with a... Hmm. On the next 6 sources of damage, target you, gain 1 shield. Trample is definitely the... Okay. So, yeah, we'll go with that. Provoking Roar. Or Shield Bash. Then... Blinding Sickle. And... Flaming Sickle. Nah. Okay. Let's go... Okay, so rather... We'll go Flaming Sickle with the Shield Spikes. Yeah, they go first. Ow. Burn 1 available card, so... We'll give up... Provoking. Okay. Alright, so... We can either heal... Yeah, let's go... Yeah. Heal... Yeah, you're in the worst shape. Okay. Then range. Go ahead. Yep. Fuck. Basically, we missed. Alright. Root's turn. Okay. Definitely go for the 4 attack on stun on Elite. Nice. Then move. Nah. There. Okay. Confirm attack. Nice. Okay. Now, unfortunately, you'll notice, because I burned a card, we don't have enough cards to do. So, we have enough to do, like, warding strength, and then we need to rest. So, because we don't have enough cards to actually do a full turn, we need to either short rest, to burn one discarded card at random, and you recover all other discarded cards. You may re-roll the random card to burn at the cost of 1 health. Or burn one discard, take a long rest, heal 2, and refresh all your spent item cards. So, in this particular case, yeah, long rest puts you automatically at 99. Then you still have 2, so Flame Shroud. Okay. Nope. And again, we don't really have a good one, so unfortunately it's probably going to be a long rest. Alright. So they basically we're too exhausted to attack. Yep. Yep, we're too exhausted to attack, so yeah. Alright. But they perform the long rests. And we lose. Yeah, eye for an eye. Okay. Okay, there we go. I was just in the wrong... Okay. Grab and go. Okay. Alright, and we can... heal up. Alright, so he's back to full health. Red guards. And we'll burn... Yep. Alright. So now... battle continues. And the cards that weren't burned was what we have left to work with. So... alright. Let's go... Overwhelming Assault. And... Spare Dagger. And from here... we'll go Swift Strength. And... yeah, Twirling Stabs. Alright. So, do we want... we could move to... okay. So, if we go there... and then we will be able to... Shield 1 ourselves. Then we can attack all adjacent enemies. They take some damage. Nice. Alright. The Brute. Yeah, let's just get some straight damage in on him. Yep. And the second attack. Nice. There we go. Nice. Alright, we'll take the 1 damage. Then the Brute. Alright. I'll say Sweeping Blow. And yeah, Leaping Cleave. And Flame Shroud. Blinding Sickle with Shield Spikes. Alright. So we'll want to move. Yeah, there's... I can get to here. Yeah, I can move through this. I can't the obstacle because I have jump. But I wouldn't be able to move there. Yeah. Unfortunately, they're just out of position, so best to just move. And... yeah. Skip movement beyond that, then attack 2. There we go, and got lucky for the ×2 crit. Alright. Last Vermling runs away, throws a dagger. Okay. Alright, so move. Yep. Not that it'll really matter, because we have range on this attack. Alright. And then attack. But we are disarmed this turn. So we can't. Alright. Well, last 2. Might as well. Cancel Flame Shroud. Yeah, no, we don't really have much else we could do other than, say, a short rest. Okay. And then Swift Strength and Twirling Stabs. Okay. There we go. And skip attack. Okay. Alright, so we've done this. Now we can use the movement, which is always an option. You can always either use the formal attack or the closed door. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Okay. And... Alright. Yep, so might as well just use it for movement. Yep. And you need a long rest. Okay. Yeah, go ahead for the movement. Well. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah, if you end your turn on a pile of gold, you pick it up. Perform our long rest. Eye for an eye. Alright. Okay. So then... Okay. Long rest. Okay. Trying to remember how you... Trying to see. Is there a particular thing you need? Huh. Yeah. How to play. Move, attack, abilities, other. Monster behaviors are noted on their cards. Effects and conditions. Alright. The only thing I was gonna say... Obstacles! Traps. Okay. Controls. That's one. Switch cards. Highlight interactables. L2 square switch room. Okay. Open door. Alright, and inside we find 2 more Vermling Raiders. Alright. No, like 5 more. Okay. Scouts. Alright, well, yeah, we'll go here. Yeah, nowhere to really push him. Yep. Yep. I really hate to take the damage, but... Alright. And his long rest. The heal. Shield spikes. And, yep. So, yeah. Unfortunately, we're to the point where we only have the 2. And let's see. Move 3. Alright. Yeah, they're all for attacking, poisoning us. Okay. So we will do shield. So any attacks targeting him give them extra defense. Then a spare dagger. Oh, perfect. Nope, burned a card instead, so he didn't take any damage. Alright. So move. Then get yourself some shielding. Nice. Then heal yourself. Though it's not going to matter because you have almost no cards left. Alright. Yep. Burn 2 discarded cards. Sure. Alright. Brood is exhausted and out of the fight. Once you're out of cards and you don't have any way of getting them back. Alright. Well, I only have 2 cards left, so we'll be exhausted too. Alright. So we can move to here. Yep. And all attacks against us have disadvantage. Then we can attack adjacent enemies. Yep. And then turn. I don't have any cards to burn, so we have to take the damage. Alright. The most I can do is take a short rest. But that doesn't leave us enough cards to continue play, so we're exhausted, and that's it. We've been defeated. Didn't it? Yep, return to map. We could retry the battle. But, yeah. You'll note, though, it wasn't all for nothing. Note, both Kalain and Koshi both gained some experience. In addition, they also gained... Koshi kept the 2 gold they picked up. Failure is not the end. Failure is just that, failure. We didn't find him. So, we can try again. Take what money you can, keep trying. We were beaten back, but we weren't wiped out. And if you feel necessary, we can always add an extra body. Possibly someone who's a little more ranged focused. So, let's see. Yeah, we'll go with the Tinkerer. Yeah. Fearless Stand, kill 20 elite monsters from the base game, or complete 3 different scenarios in the Dagger Forest, then unlock the scenario Foggy Thicket and follow to conclusion. Nah, at least elite monsters. Alright. Oh no. Kalain up first. Yeah, adding our Ted. Bear in mind, this doesn't make the mission actually easier, as they will just keep adding enemies to this. So, now the other thing we can look at is the deck we have. Because it's clear we didn't make great use of what we did have. So, what are some of the abilities we didn't have? Skewer, which is actually going to come in handy because if 2 enemies are next to each other, that's actually pretty good. And it's not that low of an initiative. As well as having the ability Move 6. Let's see. Spare Dagger definitely is nice. Balanced Measure. Now this is interesting. Move X, where X is the amount of damage you inflicted this turn, Balanced Measure is a nice do a heavy hit and move real quick. Wall of Doom, retaliates, shield. Yep. And then add 1+1 attack to all of your attacks this round. Wall of Doom is actually fairly nice as well. Leaping Cleave, definitely like. Shield Bash is great. Let's see. Grab and Go I can definitely approve of. Overwhelming Assault. Provoking Roar is nice but not necessary. Sweeping Blow and Trample. Okay, I like that bit better. I let it go default the first time because I wanted to show off, what they're basically like. Now, taking an actual look at their deck. Let's see. Precision Strike is attack 4, +3 attack if target has a negative condition. If it's on fire, they have advantage. So, if they have fire, yeah. Basically, if you have fire or Mana, basically, is what we're looking to generate. Okay. Because the trick here is that certain abilities benefit by generating mana. The red color there. You can only generate one of each kind. You only generate one color mana at a time. The down arrow means you use the mana to do this to get this effect. So let's by and large stick with using... Okay. So Warrior of the Sun, adjacent to all enemies, or attack 2 and muddle them. Okay, Swift Strength I definitely like. Healing Hands was nice, and the disadvantage is fantastic. Flaming Sickle, again, being able to pull in. Blinding I'm not as worried about. Twirling Stabs is definitely amazing. Flame Shroud I definitely like. I should start using the bottom of it more. Shocking Advance. Shield of the Desert. Precision Strike giving us, yeah. Mobilize. We know Shield Spike's generating fire, okay. And Desert Knight. Disarm. Blade Dance. Okay. Shocking Advance and Shield of the Desert. Okay. Further ability cards, none we have at the moment. Okay. And now our new mechanic. Okay, so Proximity Mine creates a trap and an empty hex. Gain 2 experience when the trap is sprung by an enemy. And it's a move plus 4. Harmless Contraption summons decoys, but allows us also to heal with a certain range. That's actually really nice. Flamethrower. It's a goddamn Flammenwerfer. Aura affects self and allies to shield. Yep. Hook gun, pull. Ink bomb. Gain experience for each enemy targeted. Yeah. Net shooter is immobilize. Reinvigorating. That's actually really nice. Restorative mist. Range of 5 heal. You and all adjacent allies add +1 to your attacks this round. Toxic Bolt, I definitely like. Reviving Shock. Volatile Concoction. Potent Potables. Then Hook Gun. Stun Shot. And let's go Enhancement Field if he gets in the right position. Okay. Now the other thing we need to do is our Ted. Let's have you... Boots of Striding. Honestly, Heather Shield. And stamina potion. More cards you have, the better off you are. Okay. So we have world quests, but best to get the practice on the first one. Let's go. Try again. Alright. I like demand payment up front. Okay. Off we go.
New day. And true, San also.
Okay. Back to the fight.
Not long after you. Yeah. Getting attacked
Alright.
by
Okay, so reveal a room tile by opening the door on your turn during the scenario. So Colleen has to open the door. Okay. You need to kill 5 or more monsters or have 1 or more monsters. Nah, kill 5 or more. Then kill 1 or more elite. Yeah, no. Kill 1 or more elite, because that's your overall goal anyway. Okay. Alright. You'll notice there's more vermlings this time. Yeah, folks. Adding mercenaries does not make this game any easier. Okay. So we'll move you up. And add you up. And then I'm good. Okay, so first turn to start off. Let's see. But yeah, adding more bodies does not make any of the quests easier. They just add more bodies to it. So be aware, everyone's got to pull their weight. So let's go. Healing Sands. Yeah, because that'll be move. Anything that gives us shield off the bats. Yeah. Swift strength and then then add our retaliation. Yeah, shield spikes. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. You, on the other hand, will go Wall of Doom with Leaping Cleave or Trample. Trample's fine. Then you can actually move there. Okay. So that we can do so Aura, Flame. No. Okay, so go. Immobilize. And we'll toss the hook gun. Okay. So definitely move 2. And get some shield. Then retaliate. Alright. Red guard's good. Immobilize. Okay. Mobilize. Gain 1 for each enemy target. Yeah, sure. Nice, got the time to crit. And we'll just have you move up, too. We're not going to use the ability, we'll just move up. Alright. The Brute. Go for the move. Okay. Confirm the attack. Nope, that one's gone. Then set up retaliate. Shield and retaliate, so he's ready to take some damage. And counter. Alright. Going a little cleaner and faster, though. And we're set for their attacks. Alright. Yep. We'll take the 1 damage. Alright. Okay. And that's the way this game goes. We're not getting anywhere fast, but we are at least making progress. I don't know. It's one of those things of it will take less time with 2 mercs. Honestly, it depends on the composition and how much you can buff individual units. I'll say this: Gloomhaven is not a fast series of game. It's not a fast game in any stretch of the imagination. It's why I had trouble with it. It's why I kind of got burned out on it when I had the roommate who played it and me who played it all the time. Because this is a very slow game. Everything takes a long time to do, from turns to actions to figuring out who's doing what to optimizing and strengthening your characters, because there's plenty of ways to strengthen your characters. For example, you see the white dots next to the attack. There will be points where later on I will get access to improving every card and adding additional cards. This costs gold and a lot of money, but it can be world-changing and turn some cards into absolute nightmares. Everything from adding pull to adding just straight-up damage. There's a ton of ways your cards can be customized. Alright. Let's see. Alright, so let's go Spare Dagger into... No, let's go Balanced Measure. Not Balanced Measure. Okay, Grab and Go into Leaping Cleave, so I can get some good damage in there. Yeah, I can see that. On the other hand, we do need to move up, so Stun Shot. Then let's go from where you are. Not Flammenwerfer. Enhancement field. Yeah, just getting some range damage in. I could live with that. Okay. And our... Let's go... Precision Strike. And Flame Shield. Yeah, pull someone in. Yeah, we'll go with Blade Dance. And Flaming Sickle. Yeah, we'll go slow. Okay. So, definitely want to go... Okay. So yeah, go up here. Then... 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're good. So, skip further movement. Okay. Yeah, let's get the Vermling Raider. The fewer bodies... The weaker the bodies, the sooner we get rid of them. Nope, they burned a card to take -1. Alright. We'll call it there. Yeah, it sucks. Okay. Yep. Alright. Yeah, just take the damage. Okay. Now... Yep, we'll start moving. Okay. And let's pull in the elite. Alright. Okay. Then, well, let's have you attack the weaker one. Of course. Oh no, pull it in. Nice. Okay. The Brute. Let's see. Definitely go for the move 4 first. And get us over here. Yep. Then, yep. Now, get rid of these two. Yeah, perfect. Nice. And... yeah, go ahead and drink the potion. Okay, best to stay topped off. Okay. So let's see. Our Brute at this point. Let's go Shield Bash with Actually, sweeping blow. Oh no, skewer. What am I thinking? From where we're standing, skewer is fantastic. And shield bash to make sure we get the move off early. Okay, from where our tinkerer is standing, honestly, I just need damage output. So ink bomb, flamethrower. I could get. Let's see. Because for flamethrower, yeah, no, there's nowhere, not in that positioning. So let's go Toxic Bolt, actually. And... yeah. Or Harmless Contraption, actually. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, Toxic Bolt is definitely the right move, then... flamethrower. Yep. Then for you... twirling stabs. And... shocking advance. Nah, blade dance. Okay. So, start with attacking you, elite. No, but he did get poisoned, so that'll help. Then shield the two of them. Nice. So help them block some damage. We'll go with that. Yeah. Blocked. And threw down a trap. And threw down a trap. Alright. But now, well, we'll take that. Okay. And see, this time, yep. Just take it for now. And, yeah. Alright, we start with Pierce. Nice. Yep. And shield. Alright. Okay, Brute's done. So then let's go twirling stabs. Won't finish them off, but if I use blade dance, I can finish off you. Okay. Or, because how much HP? You have 3. Nope. Okay. Okay. So yeah, let's Blade Dance, finish off this one. And of course. Then... Alright. Alright. Then... Okay, try again. Yep. Okay. Attack wound 2. Okay. Okay. So new turn. Lots of enemies that we can clear out. But yeah. Oh, hey, Gloomhaven's just as slow and ponderous as I remember. Yeah, nah. I'm glad I got it on the cheap. It's not that it's a bad game, but it's definitely one of those... I definitely think V Rising was the better choice of the two. But I'll be perfectly honest with you folks, this is all buying me time until next month, when the next month games drop, because next month I'll be getting, through the PlayStation Plus, Liza P for free. So, alright. This was just a knock off the bucket list kind of thing, you know? Okay, so with our brute, let's see. Okay. Overwhelming assault with spare dagger. Reviving shock. Matched with energizing tonic. Yeah. So energizing tonic with reviving shock. And Shield of the Desert. With, yeah. Okay. Go ahead and finish that off. Alright. And then move 3. Okay. Alright. Tinker's turn. The attack. Okay, no. So move 6. Alright. Then try and finish you off. And the elite. There we go. And that rat, and we got the crit. Nice. Alright. The brute. Okay. So move. Alright. Then skip push. Then spare dagger. Nice. Alright. Yep. And we're disarmed for this turn. Okay. Burn 2 discarded cards. Okay. So last are sweeping and balanced measure. Ink bomb. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Disadvantage. And Flame Shroud. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, this game definitely... Like, if I was gonna play something like this, truly for the channel, I'd go back to Mordheim. Alright. Yep. Attack. Okay, so move. Burn discarded cards. And then... No, don't push. Skip push. Attack. Oh, I'm disarmed, so I can't attack. Okay. Go for the heal. Nice. Yeah, didn't go anywhere near as well with the 3. Yep. Abandoned quest. So. Yep. Turn the map. And you can keep drawing. And there's a new quest. You can use to inspect the town option, city map. Yep. So we failed. Oh no. But we did unlock a new mission. Yep. Out in the Corpse Wood. And another one here. But yeah, folks. This is the way this game goes. You just explore, continue. Yep, party level, pick up gold, pick up experience, level up, get stronger, and keep trying. But, I don't know. I'm not feeling as so dedicated to it. I just wanted to at least show it off. Just in case we get someone who really, really likes this kind of thing. I don't know. I picked up a bunch of wishlisted games to try out just to show. So, of the stuff I've seen, yeah, this ain't great. I'm a story person. And unfortunately, I'm the sort of person who, if there is no story, making it up on my own is nice and all, but a lot of these are just kind of time fillers. I like to be engaged with a world and story. And I'm realizing that as I'm playing this, that these games really aren't my kind of thing. I love having an expansive world is fantastic, but if I have to go through a slog of gameplay that's not engaging, I don't care that much. So, live and learn, folks. Take all things. Yep. Yeah, and it's not that this is bad, it's just that I'm not too sure how long I'd actually keep with it. And it's just, it may just be the bad memories of having to play this. So, we'll break it up. I won't play it all the time, I'll play it when I feel like it. So, either way, folks, I want to thank you all for joining me. I have been the Ephemeral One, and this has been, well, the start of Gloomhaven. Maybe the only part, maybe part of one of 1,000. We'll see as time goes. Anyway, folks, thank you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now, folks. Bye for now.